Hey guys, welcome to the Vanity Mirror. This is an exciting video today. We have reached the end of 2017, you guys. By the time this video goes up, it'll already be the second day of 2018. It's insane. I'm filming this on New Year's Eve. This year has been so awesome. I started my channel this year, so in just a few months, I'm gonna hit my 1 year on YouTube, and it's really just changed my whole world this year because it's become such a big part of my life is working on my channel and making it something I'm proud of. Even though makeup, it really is at the end of the day something that is just fun, that I love to do, that is something that I can treat myself with. I've never been like a big clothes person or like a big collector of any sorts, but I guess now I'm kind of in a way a makeup collector, and it's just become something that's just really fun for me. Like, I work really hard. Like my career, I worked really hard to get where I am, and I'm continue to try to get places with that, but I just felt like I needed something else in my life, and this came up in 2017, and I've absolutely fallen in love with being in front of the camera, talking to you guys, teaching you guys about makeup, talking about my love for makeup, and just sharing that with a huge community of people who also enjoy that. And anyways, I wasn't expecting to go on and on like this about everything, but 2017 was a really good year. So today's video, as you can see by the title, is my favorites of 2017 plus a few disappointments. Just a few things that I don't like for one reason or another. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe because at 500 subscribers, I'm doing a giveaway. So why don't we go ahead and get to the video. So for my favorites of the year, I'm going to go through all of the pieces to the makeup on the face in order. I'm not putting any brushes in this because I don't have just a huge collection, and I feel like that would just make the video too long. So we're going to start with products and we're just going to go in order. So we're going to start with primer. I definitely tried several different types of primers this year. I tried some drugstore, I tried a couple different high-end ones. My favorite that I've used this year overall is definitely the Too Faced Primed in Peachy Cooling Matte Primer. This primer definitely smooths out my skin, it makes my pores look more blurred, and I think it sets a really nice base. Over top of it, foundation and concealer look like they just cover up your pores, and it makes my face look very smooth in the areas that I put it. And definitely I noticed it helped control my oil because I get oil on my forehead and right here. So for me, of all of the primers I tried this year, this was my favorite, and it was a new primer this year. So I didn't try all of those out there on the market, and I could just say that about all of these things. Foundation this year, I literally started out the year having only one foundation in my collection, and now I have like 5, and I've tried quite a few. My favorite of all of the ones I tried, I haven't had super long, but I do really like it, and that is the Milani Conceal Imperfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. This stuff is incredible. I haven't had it that long, but it's what I'm wearing on my face today. In fact, all of my favorites are on my face today. I haven't had it that long, but every time I wear it, it makes my skin look flawless. It lasts as long as I need it to. It definitely smooths out the skin, makes my skin look so pretty. I have my best skin days when I'm using this foundation, so I love it. I think it's so beautiful, really good coverage. I'm happy with it. The only thing I did notice about this is I think if I tend to leave it on my skin for too long, like more than a few hours, like more than 5 hours, I break out, but that could just be me. But for me, the coverage is so nice, and I don't wear makeup every single day because I don't wear makeup to work, so it's not like it's a huge deal. Next part of the face is concealer. My favorite concealer that I tried this year was the Tarte Shape Tape. I really didn't use concealer much before I got this. I used a couple that I got from Ipsy, like some It Cosmetics ones, and I didn't really know much about it, and they were okay, but this one is definitely my favorite. I don't have like the worst dark circles in the world, so that's not my biggest concern, but definitely still creasing. And does it blend well, and does it look nice on the skin? And absolutely, it definitely goes a long way. You'll be using it for a really long time. It's been on the market for a couple years now, and it's not like this is a new product, but I discovered it this year and I absolutely love how it makes my skin look and how it like balances out the face for that highlight. Next we move on to powder, and of all the powders that I used this year, which was not a ton to be really honest with you, I really loved the Coty Airspun powder. This powder is beautiful. It is like velvet on the skin. I really love it, especially for baking. I think it's a great baking powder. It sets everything down really nicely. It doesn't get too heavy. It probably could if you used a lot, but if you just do a light dusting all over the face, it makes it look like velvet and not at all chunky and creasy. I love it. It's so good. But what I will say is it is super good on top of a BB cream, because BB creams are so light coverage and this helps add just a tiny bit of coverage to it, and it just like velvetizes the skin. It's beautiful. As for favorite bronzer this year, again, it hasn't been that long, but I have to say the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, because this stuff is so good. It's so pretty. It just like blends in absolutely gorgeously. It does not get patchy or weird, and I've not had a problem with it over top of any types of foundations, and it just looks so pretty. I use it to bronze up my skin. Like I said, I used all of these products on my face today, and I just absolutely love it. I don't even care that I haven't had it that long. It's my favorite of 2017. My favorite blush this year, unfortunately, I just have to be honest about this, is a blush that as far as I know, you cannot get. Again, I got it, I think I got this at BoxyCharm actually. It was this right here. This is the Pacifica Blush Duo, Coconut Blush Duo with the shades Tender Heart and Beaming. I think this one's Tender Heart, and that is the one that has been my favorite this year. I absolutely love this blush specifically. It's just such a pretty, like dusty pink color, and I mean that's a bad swatch, but it's what I have on my cheeks right now. It looks like such a pretty blush. I have especially been getting into those dusty pink type blush colors. If you like the look of that color, a similar one is this Milani blush in Romantic Rose. It's very similar to that. It's a little lighter, but it still has like that similar dusty pink color, and that is the color that I have been really enjoying in the year of 2017. My favorite highlighter of 2017, I discovered this earlier on in the year, and it is this from Wet n Wild. It is the highlighter in Precious Petals. This is such a good drugstore highlighter, let alone a highlighter period. It is so pretty. It just like gives such a nice glow. I don't ever like do it too intensely, but I do like having glowy cheeks and a glowy nose, and I just feel like if you can see that there, it just looks so pretty, so glowy without being too over the top. But for a drugstore highlighter, this stuff is super, super good. And it's this like really pretty golden pink, kind of a champagne color, and I love it. Moving on to the eyes, we'll talk about favorite eyeshadows this year. I had one palette that I am just obsessed with, and yes, it's newer again for me. It's like I've only been using it for a couple of months now, but I'm just so in love with it that I have to give it my favorite shout out of 2017, and that is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I wonder how many people are going to have this in their favorites this year, because it is just beautiful. I absolutely love this palette. I've been playing with it so much. Even though I just got it not super duper long ago, probably actually like a month and a half ago, I had to say that it's my favorite, because out of all of the palettes I was trying this year, I feel like this is the one I ended up going for the most. But I will say that since I did just get this not very long ago, what I was reaching for most in the year before that palette were these guys right here, which is the Morphe 35OM and 35OS. You can get so many looks out of this. In fact, you can get a lot of the looks you can get in the Jaclyn Hill palette out of this as well, to be honest. The colors aren't exactly the same, but they're very, very warm. There's like a few in here that are pretty similar to the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I was reaching for these two, definitely reaching for these two the most before I got the Jaclyn Hill palette. So it's looking like I am a really big Morphe fan. I think that's really becoming a thing for me, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoyed this palette. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's what I wore in my eyes today. I absolutely love this look that I came up with today, by the way. Holy pretty. Point is, I love that palette, okay? I feel like I just have to swatch a couple of these for you guys because here is a few of the colors right here. So this is the color Royalty, Cran Apple, and Roxanne that I just swatched here for you. They're just so pretty. Look at those pigments. Okay, I feel like I've been talking about that palette for 20 minutes. Let's move on. We talked about eyeshadow, now let's talk about lashes, shall we? So my favorite mascara of the year, or should I say, really the one that I used the most this year, is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It is definitely my favorite mascara. It's what I'm wearing on my eyelashes right now, obviously. Why do I keep telling them that? They know that. I just think it gives me the most lift and volume. It gives me the most like whoosh, and I really love it. I did try a lot of different mascaras this year to try to like expand my mascara repertoire, and recently the Tarte Tarteist Lash Paint came in BoxyCharm and I fell in absolute love with it. I think it's awesome. I know that some people I think don't like it, but I love it. It gives my lashes, it makes my lashes so long. The claim was that it gets your lashes 2,700% more volume. I would say they're not as voluminous. They're more lengthening, or what they are, this is more lengthening than it is voluminous. I've only had it for like 2 weeks, so that's totally unfair. Definitely to the year goes Better Than Sex mascara. I was just trying out falsies this year for the first time in my life, so it's kind of hard to be a really good judge on it, especially I've only tried a couple brands, so it hasn't been anything really huge, but I really enjoyed the BH Cosmetics ones. They were more comfortable for me than the Eyelure ones that I tried this year. To be really honest, they were more comfortable for me. One of my goals of 2018 is probably to figure out what my favorite brand of lashes is and really try a few different ones out. I really prefer comfortable bands with really pretty but natural looking lashes. So if you have any suggestions for me, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Next would be brows, I suppose. So the brow product I reached for the absolute most this year was actually the NYX Microbrow Pencil, and it is in the shade Brunette, and this is definitely what I reached for the most. I got several brow products in BoxyCharm and Ipsy this year. Several. I have like 3 or 4 different brow pencils and like a brow powder that I got in those various subscription boxes this year, and I've used them all, but every time I keep going back to this guy right here, and I just feel like it makes my brows look super pretty. Because of how small it is, it allows me to control it really, really well, and it usually lasts a pretty long time on me. I'm sure there are some high-end brands that are a little bit better, that are very, very similar, that I have not tried. But for now, this is just fine for me, and if you are on a budget, this really, truly is a very good brow product, so I would recommend it highly. And next we are on to lips. So my absolute favorite lip product this year was hands down Colourpop Matte X. Their formula is amazing. They're ultra matte lips. I can understand where people are coming from, that they're a little drying, they make your lips look a little cracky, but the Matte X are the ones that are in the stick form. So that's these guys here. They also have like a glossy one in this form, but their Matte X ones are so comfortable. You can barely tell anything's on your lips. No transfers. Close up, they're probably not quite as smooth as some other lip products that you've had, but I really enjoy these ones. And specifically I'm wearing Cami, which is, I'm not gonna get a chance to wear it a lot because I was trying a lot of lip products this year. If I had to narrow it down, I probably would be wearing this one the most often. But I have to give a special shout out also to the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams. These are so good. They are, again, very comfortable, very velvety, and I don't think they're 100% transfer proof, but they do last a really long time, and for a drugstore product, these are really good. If I had to pick a lipstick that I fell in love with that was more high-end this year, I'd probably pick this right here. This is from Too Faced, and it is Sex on the Peach, which is from their Peaches and Cream collection that they came out with this year. Here it is right here. It's just like a brownish nude, and I love it. I kind of have pigmented lips, so this gives me a really nice level of nudeness. I love it. And I suppose lastly would be setting spray. I've only tried 4 this year, but out of the 4, my favorite is probably the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. It is definitely really long lasting. I think it smells the best, and I think it makes my makeup look most velvety and finished. out of all of the other ones that I've tried this year. I would definitely be open to trying new ones in 2018 since I haven't tried a ton, but I have absolutely no problem making this the winner this year. Well, you guys, there you have it. That is all of my favorites this year. Oh, I have one more. I wanted to give a shout out of my favorite skincare of the year. This Biore Charcoal, great for oily skin, deep pore charcoal cleanser. I got this a few months ago and it's about a little over halfway empty right now, and it is the only thing that I've used this year that I've really started to notice a difference in my skin. I've tried a lot of different things this year trying to help with some of the acne. I had some acne issues this year, trying to help with all of this going on down here, and this thing never steered me wrong. I had a lot of things that broke me out this year, things that just weren't helping any of my acne whatsoever, so definitely saying that this did a good job for me this year. Alright, now we're done with my favorites, so I'm going to tell you just about a few, just like 4 or 5 products that disappointed me this year. So why don't we get into that now? The Kat Von D Shade and Light Glimmer palette. So here is what the palette looks like. It's really pretty and it looks a lot like her original Shade and Light eyeshadow palette, and there's lots of really pretty colors to choose from. I just didn't find myself reaching for this that much. I maybe used it 3 times since I bought it, and I bought it quite a while ago, and I don't know what it is. I just never reach for it. I thought about making a video where I do 3 eye looks using each eye quad here. I just don't know how well that would work because there's not a ton of mattes in this, but I thought that could be fun. If you want to see that, please comment down below that you want to see that video. But so I'm not saying this is a bad product. They're very beautiful colors, they blend well, it's a good palette. I just haven't been reaching for it. So I guess in a way that's why it's on my disappointing list. Next, I want to talk about the NYX Lingerie liquid lipsticks. To be fair, this is the only color I've tried. So if anything, this is the one that's the disappointment. This is the color Baby Doll, or number 11, and no matter what I did, no matter if I exfoliated my lips first, if I put a lip balm on first, if I put this on by itself first, if I used a lip liner first, it was horrible. It was streaky. It like settled into every little line in my lips and didn't really cover. Just the more I tried, the more it just got swooshed around my lips and patchy, which does not usually happen with a nude colored lipstick. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, or if it's just something about the chemistry of my personal lips. I'm getting heated about this. But I didn't like this, and I'm bummed. Even though I'm glad it wasn't expensive, I definitely didn't like that. Another disappointing product just happened, and it was out of BoxyCharm. This is the Beauty Basics Bronze Essentials palette. So it's supposed to be one of those type of bronzer palettes that you swirl your brush around in, and I have got to say I do not like this. The golden sparkly part just like sheds off. It is so fallouty and powdery. I didn't like that, and if it was just like these colors that are in there, I would probably like it because they're very smooth and very soft and pretty, but they're kind of hard to get to because the gold is like all up in the business of all of the business. But I didn't like this. I probably will not reach for that at all. One other disappointing product I wanted to talk about was, what was it? I actually don't have it anymore because I gave it away, and this is just about me. This is probably no one else, but the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Light. So it's the one that's white and opaque, not the clear one. The clear one I actually enjoy, but the white one, it broke me out so bad. And I know that was it because at the time I hadn't been changing anything other than starting to use that primer, and I broke out so bad, so I gave that to someone else. So that was too bad, but that was probably just me. Everybody has different skin. And the very last product that I would like to talk about in this video today is this one right here, the Fenty Beauty Foundation. I tried. I really wanted to like it so bad because it was such a hyped up product and everybody was so excited that Rihanna had made makeup, and I haven't tried her other makeup, but I'm sure some of it's really good from what I've heard. I'm gonna guess this is one of those things that's not super great. I know some people say they really like it, and it's probably, again, maybe a skin texture type of a thing, but this did not work for me, and here is why. If I tried to color correct below this, it broke up around it wouldn't stick. It like broke up around the color correcting, and I know that wasn't just color correcting because it was like, it would always be broken up instantly in areas where I have oil. It didn't matter if I washed my face beforehand, whatever primer I was using, it still did that. It might go on smooth. Occasionally it seemed, it probably depended on the skin day, but it would go on smooth for like an hour or two, like 2 hours, I should be fair, like 2 hours, probably 2 to 3 tops, but then it would just start to break up like crazy. It did not fade cute. It didn't just like lightly fade away as the day went on. It like broke apart up here and here and like around in my cheek area. It just started breaking apart and it did not look cute. It looked like a little bit of a desert. It clings to dry patches. I'm sorry. I did not like this foundation at all. You can't tell on camera when I wear this that it doesn't look good. It still hides imperfections. It's not like it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, which is like be a foundation. It does, and on camera you can't tell where the issues are lying with it, so I'm gonna keep it around, especially for videos where I'm just plain filming. Oh, another issue I have with this is it dries so fast that you barely have time to blend it. Even if I put on just one part of my face, when I go to blend it out, you be betting at least one of those little dots is gonna stay looking like a little dot until I like pound on it for a while. It's just a flop. Alright you guys, that's it. That is all of my favorites and disappointments for the year of 2017. I'm sure that there's more things I really enjoyed this year, but this was just some of the stuff that were really big standouts for me. Happy New Year! It is 2018. Get out there, do something new, start a YouTube channel if that's something you want to do. Try to reach for your dreams. Let's just do this. Let's do this 2018. Let's go. I will be releasing an article on my blog probably in the coming week or next coming week or two. That will be all of my New Year's resolutions when it comes to makeup specifically. So look out for that article on my blog. My blog is at varietylle.com, where you can also sign up for the email blast so that you can get reminders when I post on there. Well, you guys, thank you so much for watching me, Variety Elle, on the Vanity Mirror. Please subscribe by hitting the attention red button right there down below my video, and I will see you later. All of the pieces of the face in order of my favorites. Next would be I have to say it's what I have in my brows now. They know that.